We've got 20 minutes to make this flight.
We're gonna do it. Let's go.
20 minutes.
Go. But what just happened? We just sprinted through entire Charlotte Airport. You were a little shiny. We made it.
It's like more than my normal shine.
Miami, here we come.
Here we go.
Today too, first of all, we got to our hotel in Miami at about 2 a.m.
Yeah.
We probably both went to sleep at 3. I'm guessing that's what time I went to sleep. And it is 9 o'clock. We're headed to practice now. Afterwards, we'll get players and coaches, and we're gonna talk about the U being back. Apparently, won the Coastal last year. I mean, why not check in with them this year? They're top 15
Let's see if they
team.
can sustain it. I like it.
I like it.
So Maria, it is hot here.
It is.
They
It's a little
practice in the
warm.
morning to be smart about their bodies, but really the most important thing is Kyle Bellamy, their team nutritionist.
Yes.
He's got it organized over here.
And check out Kyle right now. He's filling up cups with pickles. I mean, I've never seen so many pickles in my life, but I think that's enough to actually take care of the entire football team.
So that helps you get salt back in your body, helps with cramping, but also I love all this fresh fruit. I'm not sure I've ever seen, are these mangoes? Is this mangoes?
Yes, they are.
Mangoes at practice. This is how they do it in Miami. So pineapple, mangoes, just recovery and replenishing your body. But I do think this is our first ever bucket of pickles. So well done.
First time for everything. Day 2, bucket of pickles.
Hey, Caesar, will you do me a favor?
Time for everyone to get their recovery meal. It's pickles and fruit. Cold pool. Good. Mango season.
So I'm not really sure why they do it, but this is mango, white vinegar, and lemon pepper, and just really tastes good.
Can I taste it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Holly, grab a piece.
Well, I'll share yours. I don't want to eat all his.
It's actually low-key good.
Oh yeah.
That's fascinating.
That's really good. I'll eat the rest.
That's good. I like
your
it.
name?
I'm Sam York.
And it's lemon pepper.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I might go do that at home. Appreciate it.
Can
we be? Wait,
wait.
okay. Is that?
Oh, what I'm cramping.
You're cramping. You need some pickles. Here come the linebackers. What's up, gang? Oh, snap. You're about to get interviewed.
Right here, we're going to do a joint interview. I'm Holly Rowe. Nice to meet you, Holly Rowe. Nice to see you.
So right now it's all about the U, and at the U it's going to be all about the linebackers this season because we've got a trio of juniors that have a lot of experience and they're pretty good. I'm Maria Taylor. That's Holly Rowe. Guys, hit the intros for us.
How you doing? My name is Michael Payton, linebacker Will. My name is Shaquille Quarterman, middle linebacker.
Zach Flowers, same linebacker, slash striker.
Oh, so the striker. I like the new striker position. Can we start there?
Yeah.
So you talk about the striker position. I like that's a little tweak to the defense this season. Tell me about who are strikers, what's your job, and how that can transform this defense.
The strikers right now are me, DeAndre Wilder, Derek Smith, and Romeo Finley. And the difference is really kind of like a hybrid. You know, we're doing more coverage, man coverage on slot receivers. That's the biggest difference.
How's your back pedal? How are you on the slot receiver coverage?
I'm having those dudes that came down from safety teach me really how to do it all. I'm kind of, I'm new to that type of stuff, but I'm learning. I think it's nice.
Okay, guys, so obviously you're a group that's very familiar with one another, and everywhere you look, if you read any stories about Miami, you're going to be the strength of the defense. What have you guys done in the offseason to get better, to be even better than you were a season ago, Michael?
I feel like we just feed off each other. We taking care of our bodies a lot more. Me and him go get massages on a regular together.
Actually, I was gonna say you look a little slim.
That's
what
they call
happened?
me. They call me Slim right now. That's what they call me.
Where's the body fat percentage go from? Like, where are we at? Got some numbers?
I can't give you the exact number because I ain't done yet. I'm still in the lab. But we just improved a lot, man. We've been working hard. We're trying to get better and have a great season.
When you go get massages, though, these are not like romantic couple massages. It's like recovery. I'm just clarifying for the viewers. That's all.
I love each other, but
We love each other,
it's
but
not like that.
yeah, we don't get couples massage either.
It's a treatment thing.
Treatment. Got it.
What's your take on why this could be the strength of the Miami defense?
It's the strength because, you know, we're the oldest guys, most experienced. You know, we have to take the lead this year, you know, us being the linebackers of the defensive core. And, you know, the strength of our team really has to be the defense because we know that, you know, the offense is going to put it in the end zone for us, but we don't stop anybody. We can't win any games. So we just focused on that. Nutritional things like that really got us to where we are right now. We're just going to keep going.
You know, you did lose a lot up front on the defensive line, so you guys do have a bigger responsibility, but what are you noticing from the guys up front that we can be excited about for this defensive line that is coming back?
I said those guys are all hard to block. They all play, you know, with a little chip on their shoulder. They want to get after the quarterback. And to be honest, if you're comparing this D-line to the other D-lines that we've had, you know, they're younger, but that's about the only difference. They know what they're doing. They're aggressive, and they want to get after the ball just as much as anybody else.
I like it.
Trying to think about last season, everyone was talking about, all right, Miami's going 10-0 for the first time since 2002. They're ranked number 2 for the first time since 2003. Is the U back? What should be the narrative going into this season? You guys get to shape it right now. 5 practices into camp. What will be the Miami narrative this season?
Just being better than, you know, the goal always is getting to that playoff and that national championship, but we just taking it one game at a time. I mean, every year since Coach Rick got here, we've just been improving. You know, we went to our first bowl game in about 13 years, and then the next step was the playoffs. So I feel like we don't know how far we can go. You know, we just got to keep fighting, keep working as a team, and keep everybody together.
I think it's the standard that we live by that really sets us, you know, on the right path. You know, last season we had a point to prove, but every season we have a point to prove. You know, it's a lot of people out there that want Miami to lose each and every game. And, you know, and when it came down to it, and we lost our first game, they were banking on that. So we know what we're up against, and we just stick to the standard that was set before us. I mean, all the greats know, you know, they built this, and we just have, you know, we have a duty to do what we're supposed to do.
What did you guys learn from the last 3 games of the season? Losing those 3, I know it wasn't easy compared to the way that the season started. As a group, what did you guys learn?
We got to finish. You know, we started out real good. Everybody was like, they owned us, all the hype was around us, and then we easily seen how that can fall apart when you lose 1 or 2 games, and that's fine. We can hold ourselves to that standard because we do hold ourselves to that standard. You know, we're supposed to do something real big. And we let ourselves down, you know, and that's just it's a lesson learned. And I feel like we're going back to the drawing board now. And I feel like we're going to be better this year.
So when they say they're taking it one game at a time, the one game that I care about is Miami versus LSU. It's the season opener in Arlington. I will be on the sideline with you guys. So what is the greatest? I mean, you're 5 days into camp. I know your eyes aren't on LSU yet, but having an opponent like that, how much more does that impact your preparation?
It's a standard, like we said. So every game is the same. If we're playing, if it was any other team, we'd be going about it the same way because there's no other way to practice. We're challenging ourselves. Our coaches always talk about make this practice the hardest practice that you ever had. You have to push yourself to the point of failure as soon as you can in practice, and every day you'll last a little bit longer. But it's the same way every practice, no matter what opponent that we have.
Okay, the question that obviously everyone wants to hear the answer to is, will the turnover chain be back? Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
It's back right now.
Us now. Like, we can't.
It's in the lab right now.
It's in
the lab right now.
I'm trying to get them to bring it up.
We
practice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, we ain't gonna do that. We spicing it up though, you know.
Okay. Special for the game.
Right. And can we name the linebacking core?
I feel like these guys need a nickname, like this unit.
What is this? Name it.
We ain't really name it. We can't take the Bermuda Triangle because that was already in place.
Bermuda Triangle.
That was, you know,
we can't do that.
we can't. We're not gonna we can't do that because that's somebody they had that.
Right.
We're gonna just let the fans, you know, whatever they want to call us, and we whatever they feel like.
Okay, so they're accepting nominations for the name of the Miami linebacking core. Okay, you can tweet them at Canes Football, correct, and let them know what they should be called. Yeah, thanks guys for spending a little time with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You told me that if you got the turnover chain, you would give
I
it
was
to
looking
me.
for you
No,
that
no,
next
no,
week.
no, no.
I was
That
looking for
happened
you.
3 times.
I was looking for you that next week.
Right,
Because
okay.
at Pitt, I had got it, and I was like, she should have been here.
See, I disagree. She has to earn it. If she didn't earn
She
it,
gotta earn
don't
it.
give it to her. No.
Right,
You right. You right. She
No,
got to earn
I
it.
see how it is. No, it's fine.
I got you though.
Get out of here.
I got you. I got her.
He's got me because I'm gonna earn it. I'm gonna earn it.
I got
Mike.
her. I'm gonna see y'all later.
Here at the University of Miami, we do know who the quarterback's going to be, Malik Rozier. We also know who'll be throwing it to, the wide receiver core. Maria Taylor alongside Holly Rowe. Guys, hit us with the intros.
Daryl Lingham.
That's it.
That's all I'm saying. There's nothing special about me, really. Understand?
He only had 2 games where they catches you.
Right, I'm only a big
Nothing
deal
special.
at the end of games.
It's not a big deal, though. That's the thing.
That's your job, right?
It's my job, yeah.
That's your job to have game-winning catches.
Go ahead.
Amon Richards, I go by AR. Pineapples on pizza is nasty, so do not eat that.
Okay, got it.
Lawrence Cajun, go by Smooth, from West Baltimore. And it's really people named Hubert out here, and that confuses me.
Hubert. Hate on the Huberts already. All right. So you say they call you Smooth.
Yeah.
Why? Does that have something to do with how you run routes, how you catch balls? What do you
It's
think?
just because I'm smooth on the field and off the field. Just part of life.
In life.
Yeah.
Co-signing.
I ain't gonna get him in trouble.
Okay, you came all the way down to Miami from Baltimore. Walk us through the reason why you wanted to come down here and be a Hurricane.
Mainly because I just want to get out the snow. It was real cold in Baltimore. I love Baltimore, got a special place in my heart. But you know, when I visit down here, it was just love at first sight. You know, seeing palm trees for the first time, it was like I couldn't go anywhere else.
You're the veteran kind of leader of this group. When you look around the wide receiver room, when you guys are watching film, what stands out to you? What's different about this core?
Just our competitive nature and our brotherhood. It's no hate in the room. It's somebody make a play, we're more excited for somebody else make a play than we are for ourselves. So I think I love that the most.
One theme that I've kind of been reading and people have been saying about the wide receivers is you have a group of guys that need to take the next step. So for each of you, what would your next step be to really being great consistently?
I say my next step to being better would be using my body more in the game. If I'm using my body more to move people out the way to the ball, I think that take me to the next level.
Talk about personal. I just feel like I can improve in each aspect of the game. Whether it's just catching 50-50 balls, blocking, just doing the little things, running routes, sharp routes, all the little things you need to be great in the end.
Blocking, I need to work on blocking, and also being more consistent, staying healthy.
Yes, that was the last year you were kind of in and out, right?
Yeah.
What have you done with your body to be better with recovery and keeping healthy?
Treatment right after practice.
All right.
And naps are key too.
Naps, clearly the key to a healthy body. Guys, we've talked about Miami, and obviously the conversation a season ago was, is the U back? It's kind of cool to be a part of something that has changed, and I feel like that's what you guys are on the forefront of. I mean, how would you describe being at this university right now, being a top 15 team going into the season? I mean, the expectations that exist now on you guys because of what you've been able to do.
I feel like the expectations is still key. We have our standards that we have to stick to always work hard in practice, go 150% every day, and always compete. So for us, that's all.
So for you, the expectation has never changed.
Nah, it's
but
still
the
the same.
outside views Miami differently now.
Yeah, they kind of do views a little differently. They're kind of more coming to us, jumping on, but still it's the same.
Yeah, kind of what he said. I mean, there's a standard here to be great each day, whether it's practice, whether it's in meetings, all those things you have to do to be great, and we just try and just live up to that standard. So I wouldn't say, like people say Miami's back, I just say we're just living up to the standard now, and we're just consistently trying to do it each week and start by each practice.
That's how I feel like I'll know Miami's back, when they are consistently in the national conversation. And that's a very easy thing to see and to feel. So I have your first game against LSU. What will be the key to coming out of the gate against what a lot of people call DBU? Like, they always have good DBs. Yes. What do you know about Miami yet?
Just winning the
I'm
50.
sorry, LSU. Cut. Sorry. What do you know about LSU and their good defensive backs? What kind of noise can you make?
Really just making the 50-50 balls. They play man really the whole game. It's going to be a dog fight. We know that going in, so we come out on the top, then it should be smooth sailing from that.
Like he said, they have great players on their defense, especially at cornerback, and it's just going to be a great game. We each good players. We have good players on our team. They have good players on their team. So it's just one of those games that's going to go out and it's going to be a dogfight to the end. Whoever comes out on top.
Okay, before you leave, I'm gonna let you guys all brag on yourselves. Give us what your best move is, or whatever the strength is that you have as a wide receiver.
I say my best move or strength is my body. I can give it my body to move it out the way to get to the ball. That's all I have.
He says it like it's a bad. Like you have a body, yes.
You're built that way for a reason.
Right, exactly.
It's hard to.
As he shows up with his, he's the only one that shows up with gloves, ready
He's
to do
doing the interview with gloves.
I
Yeah.
get that done with the ball drill.
All right, best strength.
Yeah.
My hurdling skills.
Oh, hurdling.
I just feel like I'm the best hurdler out here.
Did you hurdle it as a track?
I did. Well, no, I didn't.
Okay.
But it's just,
It's
I don't know.
natural.
I just feel like that's my thing.
Okay.
I think quickness. Be a big receiver. A lot of people don't think I'm quick, but I'm one of the quickest receivers, I think. And also my hurdling skills. But I ain't seen it yet, but it's coming.
Okay.
Mine is also my body.
Yeah.
So,
And
body.
also her hurdling skills.
Yeah.
And also her.
Yeah.
Thank you. These are the wide receivers that you're going to be able to check out against LSU. Holly will be on the sidelines, and they're going up against DBU. I think it'll be fun. Is it all about the you?
Oh my gosh, look how long his hair
Whoa,
is.
you got big hands.
I've always meant to be a receiver.
He's got like.
I
Might
mean,
well just line up. I got
I
small
might have to
hands,
take her.
so-
I ain't gonna let you put your hands up, bro.
No,
Take
I
up
ain't
a-
gonna
come on.
You might.
Bring him out. Bring him out.
You got the big.
This is awkward because mine might be as big as yours.
Yeah, I got theirs.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, you got
so
it.
you've got
I
to be
just-
stronger.
We're pretty close
That's
now.
it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
In my next life.
So we are both very excited about our next guest. One, because we love him, but two, because Maria was a student reporter and would come and interview Coach Rick at Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just love that she's like grown-up reporter now, getting
She's
to
all
interview
grown up.
him.
He was my first interview ever, and I just really want to thank you because I didn't know what I was talking about, but you were always gracious to me, and you answered a question that I didn't ask every
I'm good
time.
at that.
Yeah.
He is good at that.
No,
but
it's fun.
you know, we just took a tour of your indoor practice facility, and what we learned while we were touring was that you were the first person to donate, and you donated $1 million. Like
I don't know if I
feel
was
like
the first, but it was.
it's personal.
Yeah, it's personal. Well, first of all, we need it real bad, and second of all, it's my school, and I knew that this building was going to be there for. It's going to be there 50, 100, 200 years, unless the Lord comes, you know. But you know, it's built to withstand the Category 5 hurricane and all that. But you know, I love the fact that I'm here, and I love my school, and it just made sense for me.
It feels like it's a game changer too, just from, you know, Miami facilities maybe weren't where they should be when
No,
you
they
took this
weren't.
job. I was trying to be nice how I said
No,
that,
they're
but
horrible.
they were horrible. But I feel like this new facility, your offices will be there,
Right.
recruiting lounges. I think this is a game changer for you. Do you agree with that?
Well, there's a few things that we were struggling with facilities. Number one was the fact that we didn't have an indoor. We have that now. The entire football operation, as you mentioned, everything that touches football will be brand new construction, or it'll be gutted and redone. Like this room we're in right now will be gutted and redone, the team meeting room. Okay, so that was one thing. The other issue we had was our stadium. It's off campus, we all know that. And then we're not going to build one on campus, there's no room. But by the grace of God, the Dolphins put $500 million
Super
over the
Bowl
last
comes out.
3
That's what
years.
happens, huh?
Yeah, into Hard Rock Stadium now, and it's beautiful. It's awesome. So that was a big deal. And the other thing we had that was killing us was our dorms. Our dorms were bad. You know, the other opposing coaches would say, tell the mamas, make sure you make them show them dorms. You know, because they didn't say anything that they were bad. They just said make sure they see them because they're not going to want to show it to you.
Right.
And they were right. We didn't
Trying
want
to
to show
hide
it.
it.
Yeah, but now there's a $155 million dorm project going up right now. It'll be ready not this August, but next August. So a lot of the things that were just really killing us, they all came together, and now the problems are solved.
Okay, so this is random and totally a side note, but Drake did do an entire music video here, and it was like right outside of your practice facility. Did you know that any of this was going on
didn't.
when it happened? It just showed up? Because I think that that's an awesome
No.
recruiting tool.
No, I didn't know that.
this is where Drake shoots his videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll really want to come back after a while. We got a play called Drake. That's about all I know.
Yes.
They have a play called Drake.
I love it.
Yeah.
Nice for what?
Drizzy to the right. Sorry, that was dumb.
Okay, let's talk about, we're through 5 practices, right, of camp. What do you like about this team? Have you been able to discern a strength and then the ways that they need to improve?
The way
for
we,
season?
the way we practice. They love football. They love competing. I mean, it's hot as it could be, but they don't care. It's physical. It's guys are hustling. Guys are competing so hard, not only for a job at a certain position, but offense versus defense. It's got a little chippy a few times, a little couple brawls here and there.
I like that.
But I said the other day, we've been practicing in such a way that if the former greats were there watching, and I'm talking about the former great players at Miami that won all those national championships, were all those first rounders, if they watched us practice, I think they'd be very pleased.
That's cute.
Yeah.
So what I was pleased about at practice, not that you care about my opinion, but I noticed a fullback and then tight ends, like monstrous, good, talented, 2 freshmen that I caught my eye on.
Yeah, they're
getting back to
talented.
some power football here.
Yeah, well, last season was the first season I ever went coaching offensive ball without a true fullback. We thought we could get a linebacker to play fullback. We thought we could get a young lineman who was a little undersized at the time could be the fullback. So all those experiments went in the dump because within 2 weeks of camp we realized, we did try it in the season a little bit, but it just didn't work out. So we made sure we went and got one in Realus George, kid from Georgia, 260-pound kid, but Tryon Gray, Chalk we call him. He's a big tailback who's become a fullback for us, so we'll do that. And then, as you mentioned, tight ends. You got to have tight ends to make it going. 2 years ago we lost Njoku as a first rounder, and then Herndon, I don't know, third round, whatever he was. Tight end U is still alive, and that's what attracted, Mallory and Brevin Jordan. So Will Mallory from Jacksonville, Brevin Jordan from Las Vegas.
Ooh.
Yeah, #1 tight end in America. So
He looks nice, number 9, right?
yeah, we thought #1. We thought we had the #1 and #2 tight end, best tight
They
ends in
look
the
great.
country.
He's
really
number
good.
9 number, not ranking.
But I'll say
He
this:
stood out.
we're still very thin on depth-wise. We need a couple more, and we'll be what we ought to be.
The conversation, I feel like I was here last year and we talked a little bit about Malik, and you mentioned, you're like, I challenged him all throughout the spring and
Right.
telling him to be consistent and what he needs to do off the field and on the field. Just where is he now? Since you've already announced that he's a starter, what have you seen from him?
Well, there's just too much ground, in my opinion, for the other guys to make up, at least going into game 1. And believe me, we're still practicing, we're still watching, we're still competing. I'm waiting for one of those redshirt freshmen or freshmen to grow up enough to handle the responsibility of the job, and I just haven't seen it yet. Now, as of late, they all have been just so much better at studying like they should and focusing like they should and asking the right questions and just caring enough. I feel like John and my son John, who coaches quarterbacks with me, I feel like we wanted it a lot more than they wanted it, and it was really making me a little crazy, to be honest with you. But they're coming around, and who knows? Malik's got to be able to perform throughout the year to keep his job. But right now, he's far enough ahead where I feel like I can name him the starter.
So I am lucky because I have your first game of the season against LSU in Arlington, so we'll be there together. Does having an opponent of that caliber change anything from an attention standpoint or a focus standpoint in preseason camp?
We're having a great camp. We had a great off season. Is it because of that? I'm sure that might have had something to do with it. I hope it's just because that's how we roll around here. That's how we do things. But I can't imagine it not being a factor of excitement. I mean, even in spring ball, when we have extra time, we'll throw on LSU film, And I know the kids see the tape and they're not stupid. They know it's going to be a battle, and I'm sure it's helped everybody had a better off season.
One thing I liked is we were able to talk to the wide receiving group, and they talked about how physical the defensive backs of LSU always are, and the man coverage, and just, you have to really make plays in these games. They're not just going to fall in your lap.
Well, you either got to get free with your quickness and agility, or you got to just man up and use your size to shield a guy off. I've been telling the quarterbacks there's going to be a lot of contested throws. I don't want dangerous throws. But there's going to be contested throws. In other words, it's going to be super tight coverage, and we're going to have to place the ball on the money. And guys are going to have to catch those balls under duress, and because they're really good at man coverage, and it's going to be a great challenge for our guys.
The linebackers would have a fit if we interviewed you and did not bring up defense. The trio, those three guys, the juniors, they were great one to talk to. You've got great guys on defense. But we talked about the striker position, some of the small changes that have been made during the spring and going into camp. I mean, how have you seen them change? Because obviously they had a very successful season last year. And how do you avoid complacency and continue to
Well, I think what they saw, when they watch tape now, they don't look at the plays they do make. They look at the plays they didn't make. They could have made. And then the other thing they did is they decided they were going to really get serious about nutrition. And
They look different.
They're all trim. They're all very trim. Their body fat's down. They're all faster, but they're just as strong or stronger. Most everybody gained strength, cut a little weight, definitely cut body fat, and they did it because Kyle Bellamy, who's our nutritionist, and Gus Felder, our strength coach, had a plan for them, and they really bought in, and they started to act like a pro would act towards treating his body the way it needs to be treated. So they're at that level now where they're taking it up another notch, and it started with the off season.
Okay, I like it. I feel like the theme this year is taking it up another notch. From the new practice facility. It just feels like you're ramping up here.
We're getting there. Even looking at the depth chart before we even had the first fall practice, I'm like, look at this. It's glorious.
It's beautiful.
We'll stretch our flex lines. It's like they're long lines, all of them. We're really, for the first time, we're practicing our first, second, and third team, and the third team actually has there's 22 guys that are scholarship guys that need to be developed. In the past, if we went threes, it was maybe. We're doing it to help 4 or 5 guys get some work at best. Even in the spring, we could only practice our 1 unit, our 2 unit when we were going 11 on 11. And when we went to our 3 units, all we could do was 7 on 7. We couldn't. Like Jaron Williams, our true freshman quarterback who was a mid-year in Rowe'd, he mostly got past skeleton reps because he, 7 on 7 reps because we didn't have enough linemen in the program to even practice. So we're in a different spot, thankfully.
I love it. Year 3 of head coach Mark Richt at Miami, continuing to build. Could it be back-to-back Coastal Division championships? We will most certainly see, but through the first 5 practices, it sounds like their head coach is pretty excited where they are.
Good morning. My name is Jesse Marks. I'm the Senior Associate Athletic Director for Development. I'm going to take Holly and Maria on a tour of the Carol Sofer Indoor Practice Facility.
We can hard
What you got there?
Do you think it's weird if we do all of our reports now for Miami with our hats on?
I think that'll make us more official.
Oh my God!
So just watch your step.
Hello. Putting the turf in.
Yeah, they're putting the turf down now.
Holy
what you
cow.
see here is they're just putting the padding along the walls right now.
Oh yeah.
Our goalpost is up. This will all have full branding in it. Come,
so all the graphics and
all the
paintings
graphics come after we get our certificate of occupancies. They'll start all of this.
Right.
It's gorgeous. Oh my gosh! And the light.
And the light, natural light coming through. What's the best is you can see the palm trees peeking through over there. So Miami.
You can still see the palm trees. Yay!
She was like, how am I gonna get up there?
So, welcome to Miami.
Yeah. They put us right to work.
They put us right to work. I actually do know how to drive a tractor, but this is the new indoor practice facility, the Carol Sofer practice facility. Coach Rick donated $1 million of his own money.
Wow, set the tone.
He set the tone. Like, he's investing in his future here in Miami. I love that.
Yeah, and obviously lightning strikes are a thing in South Florida, so now when that alarm sounds, they'll head right from the practice field into their brand new indoor and be able to continue practice and maybe even the coastal again. 2 straight years.
Could they do it?
Now, the practice, the Green Tree practice field and the Robert Finizio family field.
So the Robert Finizio family field, and then Coach Rick could look right out on his balcony. Oh, hey. Hi there. Hi, practice. This is amazing. He's going to feel right at home here. What do you think, Maria?
I feel right at home, and it's not even finished.
You feel right at home.
Stay here.
Wait till his living room is built. Then we'll never leave.
We'll never leave.
This part of the project should be done a little bit later in the fall.
This will be the wide receiver coach's office, and then literally right across the hallway, this will be the wide receiver Wide receiver meeting room. She's in there. Wide receiver. She wants to be wide receiver at 6'4". She should be. What's your favorite spot?
This is the Brad Cohen family balcony.
Oh, I love it.
Overlook the whole field.
Okay, can we do a selfie? Like, we'll be the first selfie
Yeah,
on
first
this
people here.
balcony. Let's do it.